Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Pamela, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. How are you, Pam? Hope you're good. Thank you for joining me tonight. Just gonna be quick here to talk about this um topic as we can all see here. Welcome everyone. God bless you. Thank you for joining. Let's talk about this issue. Let's talk about this problem. Let's give this woman a voice. I know she has a voice. People have given her a voice here and there. The more voice we put out there, the more this will stop. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to, just say a few things. Sometimes it's good when we hear this incident, we should not just keep quiet, we should say something because that will help someone else out there. So I want to welcome everyone to the show. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight to just talk about this. So my name is Tina Onye, the host for this show. So tonight is going to be story time, and story time. The topic is just above here. Gospel artist OSINACHI NWACHUKWU is dead in Nigeria. So now I want to talk about what exactly happened. What exactly happened is due to domestic violence, and the thing is, I just wanted us to know that it is not right for anyone to be abused, especially women. Not no and no one should be abused. Let me just give us a quick intro about this woman, Mrs. OSINACHI. So, Mrs. OSINACHI NWACHUKWU was a popular Nigerian singer and songwriter. She was born on the 12th of November 1979 in Owerri, Nigeria. So she's a Nigerian, she's a gospel singer, songwriter, and she's doing well. I didn't even know about her music until I think it was yesterday or so, or 2 days ago, when my friend Pamela sent me the video. I think I must have heard about her, but not quite. So when she sent the video to me, I listened to it. I realized that she's been going on for a long time. I will just pray that her soul will rest in perfect peace. Amen. So this matter concerns every woman, everybody, no matter where you are from. This matter concerns all. So according to what we heard that there was the husband that, you know, caused her death. And this is so uncalled for, because I know that a lot of people out there, even in the church, they are not cautioning these men. They are not even talking about it. We have a lot of women in the church, pastors' wives, what have you, that are going through this domestic violence, but no one is saying anything. No one will say anything because they don't want the stigma. Number one, they don't want people to know that they're going through anything. They don't want people to see them as failure. So they will remain in there until when the death occurs, then everyone will start to say something. Everyone will start to be, just finding things that they will say, oh, she has told me this, she has said that. I think this is not the time to be saying that. The time to say that is when she's still alive, when the person is still alive, because sometimes they're afraid to tell to come out and tell the public. But you, as the friend that they have told, why don't you just report it and then let's take it from there? Because I'm sure if this woman, her friends that she told about this, has reported this, maybe she will still be alive today. We don't know. But at least you've done your own best. Because I know of a lady now, she's saying to me that one of her friends, even two, were in a bad marriage, and she encouraged them to stay. You know, we keep saying, oh, keep praying, God will do it. Keep praying. Remember the children, you can't live because of the children. You know, the children are still small, the children have to grow up. The children need their daddy, the children need their mommy, and all that we say all the time. Therefore, the woman will stay and thinking that, okay, I need to stay to look after my children. I don't have anywhere to go to. This is the only thing that I have. But is it not better for you to come out alive than you being there dead? So now you lose, you lose your children, you lose your life, you lose everything. So that lady that I'm talking about, she's living in regret up till today, knowing that her friend told her what she was going through. She encouraged her friend to stay in that marriage. Now, all of a sudden, the lady just died. She passed away, leaving the children behind. And what happens? The husband, within a year or two, he remarries. So, so at the end of the day, the woman has lost completely. The children have lost their mother. No mother can replace any other mother, like we know. Now her families have lost a dear one. It just goes on and on and on. So this is the reason why, first of all, this woman is a Christian. The church should have intervened. The church should have done something, because we cannot continue to say we are children of God, we are preaching the gospel, and at the same time we are not telling the people the truth. We're telling them to remain in where we know that at the end of the day they're going to die from that situation. So that's exactly what has happened to this our gospel artist, OSINACHI, NWACHUKWU. That was what caused her death, because she was encouraged to stay. She was so fearful. I mean, you can imagine that kind of situation. She felt if she comes out of the marriage, people will see her as, failed. People will see her as not a good role model. People will see her as not being a good mother. All kind of things, I know, were going through her mind. But I think the best thing is to take the bold step to come out, because at the end of the day, it's better you're alive than dead. Because when you're dead, you will not even be in the marriage. You will lose everything. People will lose you, your family, and everything. So it's better to come out alive. Have your life. You are the most important person on earth. You are so important. So at the end of the day, we're thinking, oh, if I don't get married, I'll be stigmatized. But at the end of, what is the point of you getting married, and then at the end of the day, you are not happy? At the end of the day, you will die from being married. What is the point? I'm talking about this. I'm not even talking about only women. I know that men as well go through this domestic violence. It does not only apply to women. Men as well go through this, but it's more rampant with the women. The men do this a lot to the women, and the women, like I said, stay because of the children. The women stay because they think that the children will suffer. They think that the children would not not do well if they come out of that relationship. But at the end of the day, when they die now, what is remaining? The children will end up suffering. The children will end up losing their father. Because at this point in time, now you tell me, how will her son or her children see their father? They're not even going to have any mercy. They're not even going to, look at him in a good way, because all they would think of in their life is that my father killed my mother. That is all that they will be thinking about. That's all they will have in their mind at this point in time. So you can imagine, if she has left the relationship alive, she will still have her children. Her children will still have her, and they will still live in harmony. She can stay outside and fight the relationship she wants to, but now she's gone completely. She cannot do anything anymore for her children, for herself, for her family, for the entire people that depended on her. So this is the result of being in a relationship, you know, where you know that this is not good for you, it's just draining you, it's killing you, but you decided to stay to save your face so that people would say you're doing well. But at the end of the day, people will know that you're not doing well. People will know that you are already dead in that relationship. People will know that you're just pretending. Honestly, it's so painful for when this happens. And we are using church to cover up. We are using church to pretend. We are using church to just, behave as if everything is going well when it is not. We are just using church to say, oh, yes, I'm a Christian, all is going well, when we know we're not near that stage at all. So I think this is a lesson for everyone out there, a woman, man, no matter what the relationship you're in. This is just a good lesson to say that whenever domestic violence gets into it, you need to run. You need to run for your life, because the more you stay, the more you get the abuse. The more you stay, the more, the abuser finds different ways, different means of even, doing more evil to you. So at the end of the day, the person will eventually pass away, just like this artist now. We see her on stage singing, happy and everything, but inside she's not happy. Outwardly, she's happy, but within her, she is not happy. She is going through this. And I believe there are so many women out there right now. There are so many pastors' wives out there right now that are still going through this domestic violence, but they will not say anything. They will just want to remain there to save their faces, to say, oh, I cannot afford to divorce. God doesn't like divorce. But God doesn't like death either. God doesn't want his children dead, untimely death, because this is what has happened now. This is untimely death. So which one is better? For her to remain in the relationship dead, or for her to leave the relationship and be alive? Which one would you prefer? Answers, please. Which one? Because when we keep saying, oh, God hates divorce, oh, manage it, things will get better, let's keep praying. I believe she's been praying all these years. So what has happened? Prayer, all the time, but you're not doing anything to address the issue. You're praying, yes, it's good to pray, but you're not addressing the issue. That is the problem. Or because you want to save your face, or because you want to look good in front of your friends, in front of your co-workers, in front of your church members, in front of your league of friends. This is the reason why this continue to go on. At the end of the day, we forget ourselves. We put ourselves, we're living the life of someone else, not our own life. Because if we're truly living our own lives, then we will not tolerate this abuse. Because we're thinking, yes, I'm married. Um, if I'm no longer married, people will look at me as if I am nobody. But at the end of the day, when you're dead, you're equally nobody. When you're dead, you're equally nobody. So it's better to be alive, healthy, look after your children, even if you don't have children. No one should live in it because the physical abuse, emotional abuse is even the worst because you cannot see that that person is being abused, but they are feeling it inside them. Inside them, they know how they feel all the time. It's like they're equally dead because they're not even themselves again. So this is the reason why we need to take bold step, especially the Christians. We Christians need to take a bold step. When you see that you're in a relationship or you're in a place where you feel undervalued, you just know that that is not for you. You need to walk out. You need to run for your life because the more you continue to stay, you're damaging yourself. The more you continue to stay, you are, just putting yourself in a tight corner where you know that at the end of the day is going to end up terribly, just like this right now. And I know that this is not going to be the end. I know that we're going to hear another story again about a woman, men that are, they've just decided that, what, I want to save my face, I want to save my marriage. I just want to stay there for my children. You know, Pamela is saying something here. Pamela, thank you so much for your contribution. Please, everyone, kindly contribute. Write in and let other people learn as well. I'm just going to put this here. So this is what Pamela is saying. She has contributed something so that we can also learn. Pamela said we have over spiritualized things. Religion does not mean real relationship with God. But many monks, many monks and works are in church, business of money, power, fame, and not business of people's souls. Exactly. Yes, Pamela, you're so right. Thank you. That's what is going on because most of them, they are not even doing the work of God. I tell you, they are just there for the money. How much offering, how much can we get this week? How much can we milk these people this week? How much are we going to milk the congregation this week? That is all most of them are doing, which is so wrong. Which is so wrong. And so at the end of the day, they're not um doing the work that they pretend or they claim that God has called them to do. If God has really called you to do something, so why would you now be seeing all the evil that is happening and you're not saying anything? You're not encouraging the people to say, you know what, your life first. But you're encouraging them to stay because you know that they're going to be paying tithe every time. Because of the tithe that they'll be paying, you don't want them to go. You want them to stay and die. And once they're dead, that is it. You get the next person. That's exactly what is happening right now. And those people, those that say that they are called, they know themselves. They know themselves. No pastor, no one should tell someone to stay in place where you know that eventually they're going to lose their life. And once their life is lost, their loved one's life too will not be, saved. So thank you so much, Brother Eda Fenrogu, for that um, Wonderful contribution. God bless you. So another thing about African churches is that leaders leaders appoint people to leadership positions because they are good givers and tithers. First Timothy 3 says what a church leader should have before being appointed. See? But no, they will not read that. It's what your pocket can bring. If you're a good giver, you give fat offering, you give the pastor enough money. When pastor says this is going to be done in church, you're the first to put your money down. You're the first to say, oh, you pastor, I'm going to take care of it. Even you don't even have the money. You don't even have the money. But because you want to save your face, you decided to show off to the pastor. Oh, pastor, I'm going to do it. Oh, don't worry. You say it in front of everyone so that they will know that you have, but you don't even have. You're even begging, you're struggling to even get that money. But because of greediness, because you too want to be noticed, you too want to be seen as you're following the pastor is doing good. But you know in your heart that the pastor is not doing good, he is evil, and you continue to follow. You continue to respect that pastor and continue to shower them with money and continue to shower them with respect. I'm not saying you shouldn't respect people, but at the end of the day, you know what that person is doing is wrong, and you keep, encouraging them. Say that, our pastor said, even when the pastor is saying something that is wrong, you are encouraging it. You're saying that our pastor said, therefore, you're not going to do anything. And that is how the brainwash will keep going. Because once the pastor knows that they can get you to do those things that you know you shouldn't do, that is it. You're in. You can never get out. You're sucked in. You will be there. And once you're there, what will you do? You'll be doing more havoc. And when the time comes, when you're in trouble, the pastor will not intervene. I'm telling you. They will leave you because you're just there for their pockets. That's what happens. So the church should do something. They should do something because this cannot continue to go on like this. And we need to see more pastors coming out to talk about this. It shouldn't be just, only the general public talking about this. The pastor should come out as well and talk about this. I'm so happy when I heard Pastor Funke Adejumo Felix. I was so happy when she spoke as well. She condemned this act. She condemned this violent act against women. She said she was so heartbroken. So we just want to say that people should, take care of themselves first. People should be mindful of the church where they go. People should be mindful of, use your brain. God has given us brain to think, to act, to take actions. So what do? We hand our brain over to our pastor. We hand our brain over to people that we know that they're going to suck us dry, people that we know that they're going to not be there for us. We just put our head in there. And at the end of the day, when this happens, everybody will answer their father's name. That's exactly what is happening right now. That is exactly what is happening right now. So the story I was saying about the woman that her friend told her that she was going through domestic violence. And the friend said, oh, don't worry. Just stay because, the children are still small. Wait until they're grown up. Who is going to look after the children? So the woman stayed. She stayed in that relationship. But at a point, she couldn't take it no more. What did she do? She killed herself. Now she left the children behind. She left the husband behind. And then that is the end of that woman. Would it not have been better for her to come out of that relationship Stay outside and try to see if you can make it work. If it's not working, then you know you've tried. Than you being inside there fighting, and at the end of the day, you cannot even fight no more because you don't have any strength, you can't think right, you just focus on, I don't want them to think that I'm divorced. I don't want to be a single parent. I don't want people to say that, oh, I'm not married. You see, all this jargon that we put into our heads, that we decide that, you know what, I'm going to stay put there. And that is the end. And then the other one as well, she said, that one too was telling her she was going through issues in her marriage, but she said, you know what, why don't you just stay, Today, that woman is in a mental institution. You can imagine if she had come at that time, after all, she will still be alive, look after her children, and then life goes on. But I think the main problem is from the church, honestly. It's from the church because this woman, she's a Christian, you know, she's a Christian and she's has a lot of followers. So she's probably thinking that, oh, what would they say about me? I don't want people to know. I'm supposed to be a good role model. Why should I allow this to happen? So I'm sure she probably thinking like that, just like any other. Most people out there right now going through this will be thinking. Their friends will tell them they will refuse, and they know that this is going on. They will even be encouraging the situation. I'm not even talking only about churches. I'm talking about also about, in our homes as well. Because there are some homes where the mothers, they know that their father is abusing their daughters, and they keep quiet and they encourage that kind of act. There was one I was watching the other day on Facebook. This man was sleeping with his 3 daughters. You can imagine. He was sleeping with his 3 daughters. And when he was caught, he said that he had a curse on him. That a curse was placed on him by his mother, that if he should marry his current wife, that the curse would be on him. That was why he did it. Now they called the wife to say, okay, what really happened? Do you know that your husband is sleeping with your children? She said yes, she knew that he was sleeping with them. And they said, what did you do? She said, because she loves him. That's why she decided to allow him to have his way. What sort of wickedness is that? Even in your own home, your mother and your father, they are abusing you. It's just so much brainwashing, honestly. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. I just don't want to know the reason why this is happening. This is just too much. Last week as well, we heard about a woman as well that went to Nigeria. She lives in Scotland. Now she's also dead. So it's like this act is just being committed, against women. And I also want to also blame the women as well, because sometimes we see all the red flag as well. We see all the red flag as well. And we ignore the flags too, the red flags. And we carry on. And we carry on thinking it's going to get better. It's not going to get better, because at the end of the day, that person has, their own way now that they've decided this is how they're going to deal with you. Sometimes they will come saying that they've repented, I'm sorry, and all that, but they carry on. They continue to do that to you, and you think you want to keep remaining there. I just want us to learn lesson from this this incident that has happened. We just want to pray that her soul will continue to rest in perfect peace. And we don't want to keep hearing this sort of um, news because it's not good at all. Look at the damage that has been done now. Her children, her family. Look at the emotional baggage that this has caused now. Even her fans all over the world. I didn't even know her very well, but when I checked her music, I realized that, oh my gosh, she has really done well for herself, promoting the gospel, doing well, but this is how she ended up. May her soul rest in perfect peace. And we pray that God will grant her eternal rest. Amen. Okay, I just wanted to read something as well about her that I found that I'm sure will also give us a little bit more information about her. Thank you everyone so much for joining me. God bless you. Please continue to share your opinion here so that I can just welcome you all. I want to welcome Pamela. She's been here. Governor Toby, thank you. God bless you. I want to also thank Brother Edafi. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. And okay, he's written something as well again. Um, he said, this situation could have been avoided if the leadership of the church they attend intervene on time. I heard the man was a deacon. Wow, a deacon? Yeah, well, it's not surprised. Being a deacon doesn't mean that that he will not beat his wife, Exactly. It will have been impossible for the leadership of the church not to have noticed the turbulence in that family. Yes, you're right. But because maybe, you never know, maybe that husband is bringing more tithes. Oh, because as a deacon now, he probably be paying more, bringing more tithes. Whatever the pastor say he should do, he will quickly run and do it just to save face. So that could have been another thing that is happening there. They're just behaving as if it's normal, things are just going well, and the pastor probably will not press on to find out, and so therefore she will not have the audacity to go and report the husband. That's what is happening, because she's so fearful. He has put so much fear in her, so there's no way she's going to go and tell the pastor. And obviously the husband is also behaving in a nice way, so at the end of the day, the pastor would not also suspect anything. That's what is happening. So if he's not suspecting anything and they're behaving like that, everything is fine, what is there to ask? But equally, the pastor could have, known what is going on, but they just turned a blind ear to it and say, well, they will sort themselves out. So I believe now everyone that knows about this situation, they'll be living with guilt in their life. They'll be living with guilt knowing that you contributed to this woman's death. Because if you had reported, even if she doesn't want to be friends with you anymore, that's fine. But at least you would have saved her life for good. Because by the time you report, the husband probably will not beat her again. He will stop because he knows that he's going to be disgraced. So now, the disgrace is even worse. I just pray that justice will be served, because this cannot continue to happen. They cannot continue to do this and go scot-free. Thank you so much, Brother Ida Ferogun. God bless you. So I just wanted to come here tonight just to have my own say, and let us, all continue to pray for her family. We pray that her soul will rest in peace. Also pray for her children. And God will give them the strength, the courage to bear this great loss. It's not easy. You can imagine why is it that these men that have children, they're not even thinking about their children? Can you imagine? The woman that died in Nigeria that lives in Scotland, she has 4 children right now in Scotland. And then she went to Nigeria, and that was the end of her life. I also want to say that there's another thing I want to also say about that woman that went to Nigeria. Let me just bring that in. The thing is that I heard that she has a property in Nigeria. The husband was trying to sell the property, so she decided to go to Nigeria to fight it out. It's not worth it, honestly. It was not worth her going to Nigeria, because whenever you go, there's nothing good that comes out of it. It's going to be heartache, trouble. Eventually, now she's gone, leaving 4 children in the UK, and she went to Nigeria to sort out things, and then that's the end of her life. So this is it. This is another man that has children. He decided to finish himself, because now he has finished himself. I don't know how those children are going to reconcile with him. Their mom is gone, and their mom is a breadwinner. So therefore, which means their mom's parents, their sisters and brother, all the people that depended on this woman, their hopes has been dashed now. Even her brother as well was also killed. You can imagine the evil that the husband has towards his family. I just pray that God will console them remaining and give them the peace that they need. So that is that. Don't want it to be too long. Oh, she's even a twin. Okay, she has a twin sister. Wow, that is so. Oh, goodness. God have mercy. So I just want to quickly read something I found about her here. So I'm just going to read it to us. He said, OSINACHI's husband hit her on the chest. She didn't die of cancer, of throat. Disease elder sister disclosed. So it's her elder sister that is disclosing this right now. The sister of the late gospel music artist who died last week of alleged cancer of the throat, Sister OSINACHI NWACHUKWU, today revealed to Vanguard Metro that her sister died as a result of a cluster of blood in the chest from the kicking she got from her husband, Mr. Peter NWACHUKWU. Can you imagine kicking her? So they lied before that it was throat cancer when it was not. That's interesting. Speaking with one of the family members, Miss Favor Maid, who is the elder sister of the late OSINACHI, she exposed all the inhumane treatment her sister got from her husband before her untimely death. We heard it was cancer that killed OSINACHI. She did not die of cancer. The husband, Mr. Peter NWACHUKWU, hit her with his leg. They should cut off that leg. With his leg on the chest. All this while, he had been beating her, but my sister hides all that she was passing through from us. She wasn't telling anyone. Yeah, that's it. In the church. Before now, we have told her to come out of the marriage. We told her that they are not divorcing and that it's just a separation. But she felt that God is against divorce. You see, lie again. They lied to her. You see, no matter what age you are, once they lie to you long enough, you believe that those lies. You will never come out of it. You will think that is the truth. That's what happened to her. We told her that separation is not a sin, but just for her to stay alive and take care of her children. She will always tell us to relax and that the man will change. Right, change. Yeah, has it changed now? So when the man kicked her in the chest, she fell down and he took her to the hospital. But he did not even tell us. You see, he's a wicked man. He's a wicked deacon in the church. He remains in the church and doing evil. And you can imagine, he took the wife to the hospital. He never even told the family that the wife, you know, it's that the wife is in hospital, that he has kicked her. Instead, he took her to the hospital and he tried to cover up. Probably he's the one that said she has cancer when she didn't have no cancer. It was the hitting on the chest that killed her, you see. Let's see, why did he not even go and fight with a man like him? You see? Because he doesn't even have the energy to fight a man. He's flexing his energy on the woman. That's all he can do. My brother had to ask the doctor what killed her, and the doctor said that there were clusters of blood on her chest. You see? Oh, goodness. Unfortunately, they did not tell the doctor that she was kicked in the chest, because the doctor could have known what to do if he had an idea of what happened. You see, he wanted her to be gone. So he took her to the hospital, never told the doctor what happened to his wife. He just kept quiet. She deteriorated and then she passed away. Each time we talk to her, she will be pleading for peace. And if we move to act, she will tell us no, that we should calm down. Where was your sister residing and how many children did she have? Also, where is her husband now? My late sister, OSINACHI, was living in Abuja with her husband and 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. My goodness. Oh, goodness. My younger brother, who has gone to see the children, said NWACHUKWU is not arrested. He's in his house in Abuja doing what? They should arrest him. When my brother got there, the children were so happy to see him, and they told him that they want to come and see their grandmother, who is my mom. Where are her children presently? The children are with their father. My brother has gone to Abuja to see the children, but I told him not to go alone because the man is a beast, that he should go with somebody. The husband is just boasting. Before now, he told the twin sister that he is going to separate her and her sister, who was his wife. He doesn't allow us to come near OSINACHI. Since OSINACHI got married to him, she has never visited our village, Isochi in Abia State. Even the day they were coming for my father's burial, as he was speeding, Osinachi told him to please take it easy the way he was driving. The next thing he did was to slap her. It was my little sister, the second to her last born, who was with her in the car that told me this. When my little sister wanted to act, Osinachi started begging again and told her to calm down. If I were in that vehicle, I would just have given him his own slap without saying a word. Now on her sick bed in the hospital, when the twin sister visited, Nwachukwu didn't allow her to stay with Osinachi. Oh my goodness. Then Osinachi started begging the husband to allow her sister to stay because from heart she was passing from hard pain, but the man refused. Then Nwachukwu ordered her out of the hospital. Osinachi then begged the sister to leave, hence her husband refused. I am the first daughter of the family, and we are 6 girls and 1 boy, which made us 7. The boy is the fourth born and he is 30 years old. He is from Nnewi in Anambra State. He doesn't have any known job to me. In fact, he ordered my sister to release to him the password of her YouTube music channel. And when my sister said no, he spat on her and also told her that the money in his account was finished. Yes, he asked like one. If my sister is booked for a program, the money charged for the program is paid into his account. He is the one that will negotiate the price. All monies were paid into his account, and my sister will be left with little or nothing. This was somebody that God had lifted up. He feels that he have nobody because our first son is late. He died before my father died in 2017. So he believes that the only brother I have cannot do anything. He feels we have nobody to speak for us. He told us that if Osinachi did not come back alive, she will come back dead. Goodness. When my sister died, he didn't tell us. Can you imagine? It was other people that told us about her death. It was one of her friends she contacted to cook jollof rice that called Osinachi's twin sister to ask if she had heard anything. She said that the time she got to that hospital, she didn't see Osinachi on her bed. The man did not tell us. The wicked man. Then when we put a call across to him, he didn't pick up. He didn't pick up until around 8 p.m. when he started calling my brother. Meanwhile, we were told that she died in the afternoon, but we got the news from other people around 5 p.m. So around 8 p.m., Nwachukwu then called my brother that he has never been allowed to come near them. He casually told him that his wife is dead, that he should come. My brother then asked him, is it now that he wants him to come to see his house? Nwachukwu also called my mother and said that his wife is late. My mother now asked him, so he has fully fulfilled his mission of killing her? He then switched off his phone. She only wants to see her grandchildren since her daughter is already gone. The children have been longing to come, but Nwachukwu had never allowed them. Hmm. Even when my sister visits Enugu, where he lived for the program, her flight is always booked back to Abuja on the same day. He doesn't allow her to come to our house in Enugu. My mother did not do omugo, that is to take care of any of those four children when they were born. In fact, when Osinachi had her second child, she called him to tell me that this man wants to kill her. I went there to bring her home. After some time, Nwachukwu came with some people to plead and he was forgiven. So after that incident, I didn't know what he did to my sister. That whatever he does to her, my sister will not talk. Even she wants to talk, she will tell outsiders. It was where they went for a program. Nwachukwu saw her my sister was ministering. He then fell in love with her. You see, this man is a thief. He is a killer. He is just not the nice man that he says he is. So this is this man's account of what he did to his wife. You see, he doesn't value the wife. He doesn't want the wife to see the family. He doesn't. He cuts. This is what the narcissistic people do. This is what the wicked people do. You see, he cuts her off from her family. He doesn't want her to have anything to do with her family. He beats her up. He takes control of everything, even her singing career. He's in charge of the money. He's in charge of everything. You see, he's such a man that it's just too bad. So the wife died in the afternoon, and he never called the family to let them know that the wife has passed away. He just wanted her to just go. That is exactly what he planned. And now he thinks he's gotten his way. He hasn't, because he's going to get the repercussion as well. So, this is it. This woman has gone. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Please let us not hear about this one more time. Let our ladies, know that when the time to say, you know what, I'm leaving, I'm packing my bags and baggages, I'm going. Don't worry about, how you're going to survive. God will always make a way for you. There are people, you have friends that will help you at least to start you up. Because if you stay in that relationship and you die, what happens to your children? You see? Now she's gone, her children are just there now. They'll be confused, not knowing what to do. Not knowing what to do. So this is not good at all. Let us leave as soon as the violence starts as soon as we see it. Because we can always see, but sometimes because we're in love, we decided, oh, you know what, he's gonna change. He didn't actually love her. He did not. He does not even love her, because if he loved her, he would have not be treating her that way. He wouldn't have, gone to the extent of kicking her He does not even love his own children, because if he does, then he would think about the children and he will also think about the wife. So here, this man doesn't love his wife, he doesn't love his children, he doesn't even love himself. He just wants to destroy. That's what I just pray that justice will be served and that this woman soul will rest in peace. All her family, that God will continue to empower and strengthen them, because it's not easy. How can this woman die? She's only 42. She's only 42. God will grant her eternal rest. Amen. And I also pray that the churches should do something. Churches, please do something. Do something. Let the pastors try as much as possible to, intervene, to find out, because the pastors, I'm sure they must have seen some signs. Ask questions. Ask after your congregation, because these congregations are the one paying their tithes, supporting the ministry. So when they have issues as well, I believe that the pastor should be the one to find out, what is going on, or even like have a meetings with them from time to time to find out, because you think that when you see couples in the church, they're smiling, it doesn't mean that all is well. There are a lot that are going through issues, like this woman now. She's going to church with a husband and she started having these issues and carried on like that, just pretending to save her face. And I believe that the pastor should encourage them to speak up. Encourage the women to speak up no matter what. Encourage, because if they're encouraged to speak up, then this sort of thing probably would not happen. She probably would not die, because the man would have been cautioned ahead of time. So we should remember that these are souls. These are people. They're not just stones. They're not just stones. They're human beings that have blood in them, that God has created for such a time as this, that God has created to fulfill a purpose here on earth. So therefore, no one has the right to take their lives away from them. No one has the right. You cannot create somebody. So why would you kill somebody that God has created? Why would you do that? If you want to fight, you need to go and meet men like you, so that you guys can dig it out. Why do you need to flex your muscle on a woman? This is a question that the men need to answer. This is a question that they need to answer. And I pray that justice will be served. Thank you, everyone, so much for your contribution. Thank you so much. This is just a story time from Walking in Your Calling Presenter Show. I just wanted to come here and make my own contribution and allow us to also contribute. And I want to thank everyone that has contributed. So God bless you. Let us continue to pray for her soul to rest in peace, and her family as well, that God will protect them, God will make a way for them, God will grant them eternal peace, because this situation now is so difficult for her children, for her mom and her sisters. It's so difficult, but God will intervene. God will grant them peace as we continue to pray for them, and as we continue to trust that the churches, the leadership will do something. The leadership will try to make sure that they have meetings with their congregations, tell them about reporting these incidences, reporting these issues. Don't just keep it to yourself. Do not be afraid to come and talk about it, or to tell somebody. Do not be afraid if you're going to be single parent. Do not be afraid if you're going to, not have any husband. Do not be afraid if you're not going to have any friends at all. Do not be afraid if people, you think they're going to be laughing at you. Which one is better? Being alive and living your life, fulfilling your destiny, or being married, staying there, and then die at the end of the day. That is not what you want. So I pray that God will let us, those of us that are going through, still going through this right now, that God will intervene. God will speak to your mind. God will help you to make up your mind, because it's all about mindset. What about what you believe, what you're thinking? Free yourself so that you can think, positive. Because if you continue to live the life of the man, because once you're staying there, you're living his life. He is not, bothered about you. So bother about yourself. Make that decision to know that you are more important than anything else. God has created you, in a way that He knows what you're here to do. And so no one has the right to cut you off from this earth. So I just want to thank everyone. God bless you, and I'll see you in my next one. By the grace of God, I should bring another story here next week. I should bring another story here next week. So until then, everybody, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you all. God bless you. This is Tina Onye signing on. I'm working in your Calling Christian Tech Show. God bless you. Have a good Monday ahead, everyone.